Greetings, beloveds. This is poet educator Kamaya Lizette, representing for St. Lucia and the voice for Piff all the way in London, UK. You are watching The Piff Connection on UCCN TV.
It is your host, Dr. Kathleen Walls of Dr. Walls and Friends, and I am here with AKA Piff Daddy, the leader of the GSAC pack, and you know him as Brother UMOJA.
Well, Hotep, Dr. Walls, I greet you in the name of God and the ancestors, and his footsteps I most humbly walk.
Well, it's so good to see you today.
Well, it's good to be here on a rainy day, rainy Friday in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Avengers Endgame starts today.
I know. It sure does. It sure does. All right. So there's been a lot going on since the last time we sat down together.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. The last time we sat down together was definitely over a year ago, because I know after my father made his transition, I pulled back from doing a lot of shows.
That's almost 2 years.
It's almost 2 years. It was September 6, 2017. And in October of 2017, we took over his veterinary practice and turned it into an animal care center.
We or you?
Me, my younger brother Brian.
Hey Brian, what's up, man? What's up, man?
But I couldn't do it without your help.
Teamwork.
That's right. And Tracy, the groomer, and you all have seen
Is that
GSAC.
Tracy for Y or IE?
It's with an IE, definite,
Okay,
please,
okay.
with an IE. Okay, you know, our top groomer. And then also Donald, who was staff with my dad for 35 years before he transitioned. And so it is a definite team effort.
Yes,
Everybody
it is.
plays their parts. I know a lot of times, you know, when it comes to hosting, people are used to seeing me in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And, you know, but when it comes to GSAC, a lot of times I'm behind the scenes, making sure the wheels continue to turn.
Way behind the scenes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things have happened. We stopped doing the radio show.
Yes.
We stopped that in March. Wow. Piff has taken new directions. We actually shot our first short film.
Sure did.
For Piff. And we had an event in Manhattan with Demetrius and the
Yes.
St. Lucia Consulate. We did
Where it
awesome.
showed our short film. So that was our first, that was my first short film, my first kind of, I don't know, what do you say, kind of catapult into the film industry of being a producer.
She got a small taste of what goes on behind a small taste.
Yes, for a film, which is
film.
different than doing a TV show. So yes, we've been doing Dr. Walls and Friends, the TV show, believe it or not, since I believe February
2010.
or March 2012
Really?
was when we started.
Okay,
Yeah,
TV. I was talking about the radio.
TV. With the radio, we started in 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a while, but it's very different to sit and host and have conversations with people versus with the film. There was a story that was written, there were casting calls that were done.
Yeah.
Needless to say, the editing is different. There's sound that has to be involved.
It's a lot. I think that's what we talk about. The film industry is so powerful. I say this all the time. It's the only industry I know on this planet that uses every vocation you could think of, either in front of the camera or behind the camera. And a lot of people don't think about that. But since we're at this week, they start showing Avengers Endgame. I challenge people to sit there and watch the credits. I'm pretty sure there's over 15,000, 20,000 people who made that last piece. It's 3 hours long. So as you see those credits and those names rolling by, one, see how many of those vocations you know what it stands for, and two, if you can, which I doubt you can, try to count all the names on the credits. Because remember, every name is a job. Every name you read in a credit is a job. And that's so powerful about this, Doctor. Well, that's why for me, I'm so passionate about this because, I always tell you, and you always get on my case, I said, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And you say, what's the solution? I think we haven't really looked at a solution. I think the solution, one piece of the solution is we have to give our young people a viable way to see how their skills and talents can be used in the global economy. And I don't think we do a good job with that. We do a decent job, but we could do a much better job. And I think the film industry is a perfect way to do it because it covers things that they like. They like music, they like sound, and they like acting up. So if you take that creative...
And they like writing.
Oh, God, they love writing.
Right. So whether they're writing poetry, whether they're writing stories, whether they're writing music, a lot of times they also like drawing.
Yeah.
So there's the characters, there's the fashion piece that they like as well.
Definitely.
Fashion design. I think about the woman who won for Black Panther, right,
Ms.
for the
Carter,
costume design. So there's so many aspects to it. You have those people who sew. When you start to peel back the layers of the film industry, you start to, as you said, recognize all of the different job opportunities that exist for the people who do the hair, the makeup, the food that's on set.
And that's why I'm so passionate about it. That's what irritates me that I think we're selling our young people short. We're not showing them some way how they could get involved in something, an industry that could give them a really viable way of taking care of themselves all their lives. And, education is good, but it becomes powerful when you can show how to apply it.
Well, always.
And I think, for me, when I sit back and I look at the film, and you asked me today about producing what I like doing.
Did.
She always asks me these questions.
That's right. I ask everybody questions. Anybody knows me knows that I ask questions.
When you're married to her, you get more. You get more. You can't get away from him. It's like, oh, you trying to watch TV. Oh,
I was just thinking. That's right.
No, but the thing is, I think if we truly sit down and say, what can we give our young people? I think... I had the opportunity to when I was Dr. Reverend Sharpton's photographer to talk to Dr. Y.T. Walker, who's the chief of staff of Dr. King for a while, and he gave me some really great stories about Dr. King that I never heard from anyone else. And the reason he was able to do it, because he was there. And I said to myself, imagine someone could sit down with this man and write some of this out and do a screenplay on this.
Right.
And that's just one incident, and that's with me and him. Imagine the hundreds, the millions, all these stories we have in our community that our young people know about and they could write about.
Right.
So if you could show them how to take what's inside of them and put it on paper, and then from paper put it on the screen, and say you could make money and you could take care of your family with this, I think that's the best way. I think this is one of the best ways to show them why education is so important. Yeah. Because they need to know how to write. Yep. Okay. They have creative writing and know how to write a screenplay. They gotta understand lighting. That's lighting and sound. All that stuff with mathematics and stuff. If we use this industry to empower young people, I think we will do them a great service to show them what they can do. Right. Because, Chadwick Boseman, also, the Black Panther, I met him several years ago. I didn't know that was him, but he was at a martial arts school I was at doing some pictures. And imagine 3 movies, 42, the Jackie Robinson story, the James Brown story, and then the Black Panther. So in 3 movies, really, and if you take Black Panther off the list, that brings him down a few pegs. Not saying his skills was not there. It says that one movie, Black Panther, took him from like maybe a B- actor on up to an A-list actor now. So we have young people in our community who have that piece.
And let me say this and help me with this. When you talk about a B-list to an A-list, is it more about household name? Or is it about paycheck or all the above?
All the above. It comes to the household name, because the household name comes down to marketing. Because if your face is more readily seen, I was talking to Chadwick's martial art instructor. He said, "Hey, he's here in Brooklyn with us all the time. Now he can't walk through Brooklyn like he used to anymore because his face is more readily known." Right. So all that comes into play. Right. But then it puts you in a position where you could have your own production company. A lot of people don't think about that. Hey, your own production. That means you could actually now put stories into play and get them on screen easier. Okay, so I think the film industry, and even like you as a psychologist, how many times do they need a psychologist on set to say this is how this is supposed to be done? Even so, hey, you know, some actors have a challenging time; they need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
So every vocation is needed. And if we look at how we could apply this, these vocations into the film industry and make these young people say, listen, if I do this, I know we had a gentleman here who trains dogs, right? We did an interview with him, and he was on set with Braveheart, with Jodie Foster. He was telling me about, it's like, so who will think about this?
Right.
How many of us like train dogs, like playing with animals, and that's a job on set. So for me right now, what we're doing here is really cool. Hopefully someone will listen and someone will click in someone's mind, like, listen, you know what? Let's try and see what we could do for our young people and give them an opportunity that could skyrocket them. Because how many young people in inner cities think about going to Japan or going to Australia that actually gone? If you're in a movie set, you might end up there. You don't know.
That is true. All right. Well, we're going to take a break. All right.
Dr. Walls and friends.
Funny.
Connection.